Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahaha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Also double honors to Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to the remnant, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. Okay, the hopeful elect, 144,000 men that are laboring in this ministry and in this truth. All right, shalom, peace be unto you and your household. All right, so this here lesson is inspired by the brothers Page, GMS Yawanathan. All right, and he uploaded this video yesterday, and it reads attacks geared toward black people are on the way. Okay, and there you can kind of see it. I don't know if it's going to read, you know, left to right on the screen, but that's what it says. It says attacks geared toward black people are on the way. Now, you know, he did a beautiful lesson. I encourage brothers to go take a look at it, watch it. But he's exactly right, man. You know, and there was an actual video that he was able to capture and put it on this video, but it was with Alex Jones, and he was interviewing with doing an interview with some other individual. I don't know the name of the person. And you honestly, I've looked high and low for this video. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong sites or the wrong you know, places, but I couldn't find it. But I wanted to watch the entire video, the entire interview, you know, what Alex Jones has to say. Now, this is just me speaking as a man. I believe that he watches, you know, the apostles, he watches the men of Great Millstone, and that's where he's getting a lot of his insight, a lot of his information. Okay, and he'll obviously try to, you know, twist it and, you know, make it appealing to his audience. Okay, his target audience, which primarily are, you know, Edomites, you know, you know, whistleblowers, and, you know, but primarily, you know, people who are pretty much, you know, are in the know as to what's going on in this economy and within the government. Okay, you know, that's how a lot of people even I know a couple. I know one brother that actually came into the truth by way of Alex Jones, and then, you know, obviously going down the rabbit hole and then coming across, you know, men of Great Millstone. But needless to say, I believe that dude watches our videos, watches, you know, starting with the apostles. But needless to say, he said something that you know, struck a point, which is the attack on black people. Now, this is no surprise to us because it's all written, it's prophecy. Okay, now I want to play this video that and I had to screen record it, but I want to play the video that the brother Yawanathan had made. Okay, and play it for you, and we'll go from there. But let me get to it.
For business, he doesn't feel powerful killing people. He doesn't think war is sexy because he's not a pussy. So I'm telling you, the default is truck bombs, poison Trump, shoot him if they can, and then separately stage terror attacks against the pre-programming's there. It's black people. They're going to hit black people with massive terror attacks. I mean, we may have hundreds dead in a church, hundreds dead at a college, and they're going to say a Trump supporter did it. Now, that's their next move. Do they got the guts to pull it? I think they do.
So that was pretty much it. Okay, he's saying that now I don't know if he's just speculating or if there is someone on the inside that's giving him this information, but this is definitely something to be, you know, keep your eye on. He's saying that that's going to be the next the next thing, okay, the next the next big thing that's going to happen is the attack on black people. All right, so-called black people. Now, we just saw what just happened to I forget what the lady's name is, but Eve, what's her name? Wait, I can't remember her name. The apostles have been going over it, and the elders have been speaking. Sonia Macy. I also last night I had the privilege to watch, the elder Menat Zakba's video, and last night on the matter, controversial, must watch. She threw the pot, okay, and he had some elders tune in while he was live, and made some valid points, okay. But I believe through the Spirit that that's going to spark Jacob's trouble. If you remember what happened back when the whole George Floyd situation happened, and what that brought to America, not only just America, that shit spread worldwide. You had people over there in Germany, you had people over there in France, London, okay, all protesting for George Floyd, okay. What do you think they're gonna try to do for this case, for this situation with Sonia Macy, or Massey, however you pronounce her name, okay? You got an Eve, an Israelite woman in her own home, gunned down in her own home. Now, obviously, something was off about her, okay? But one thing you got to know is you got to comply with your enemies, man. Okay, it goes into that in Matthew 5:25. In other words, agree with thine adversary quickly is what the scriptures say, loosely paraphrasing. Our adversaries, this government, this Esau, these centurions, these cops, all right? You got to be wise, all right? The scriptures goes into how, whereas as sheep, sent among wolves, be harmless as doves, but wise as a serpent, okay? And obviously her, kneeling down and picking up the pot and throwing it at the last minute, it was all through the Spirit of the Lord. Okay, the Lord put the Spirit on her to do that. Okay, it's she was compliant, and then in the split of a second, everything switched, everything changed, just like that. Which goes to show that's no other doings than of the Lord, man. But the point I'm trying to make is that within the so-called black community, okay, that's people are pissed, man. All right, people are pissed, they're upset, and people are ready to revolt. People are ready to respond to that matter, okay. And this is what's going to happen eventually, all right. Whether it's going to happen a week from now, a month from now, we don't know, but we know that it's coming. Okay? That once crouching lion, okay, is about to be raised up. Let's get the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis, the 49th chapter. It's a little warm. Salaki, bear with me real quick while I gotta put this visor up because it's getting a little warm in here, so I'm gonna slack you real quick. Yeah, I don't want the phone to overheat either. Okay, much better. All right. yeah, so what I was trying to get was Genesis chapter 49 and verse 9. And it reads, Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey. My son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion and as an old lion. Okay, so if you could imagine a lion that's well past his youth, okay, he's an old lion, you know, you don't see an old lion or older lion out there, you know, chasing after, you know, his prey. Okay, you don't see him doing what, you know, all the other lions are doing, because hey, he's old. All right, he'll have somebody do it for him, you know, or if he doesn't, which, you know, he has his pride and everything, but if he can't fend for himself, you know, he dies, right? It says, who shall rouse him up? Okay, so it would take a certain level, a certain spirit to come upon a lion, an old lion, to rouse him up and get him spun up, you know, right? And in like manner, Judah is the equivalent. Okay, we've been docile, right? We've been in a condition, in a state of just mental, you know, just overwhelmed, you know, mentally overwhelmed, right? To the point where we're just trucking along, just going through the motion, muscling through this, you know, this life, you know. It says, who shall rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver between his feet, until Shiloh come, which Shiloh, you know, is referring to Yahweh Shai, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Okay, so the Lord is going to gather his people, right? But the spirit is going to be a certain spirit is going to be in the earth, right? You still got to consider, you know, Isaiah the 19th chapter, right? Egyptian against Egyptian. All right, you got to consider these things. You know, people are going to be fighting against each other. All right. Jacob, okay, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right? Second Ezra the 6th chapter. You see? So in order for Jacob to come you know, come behind Esau, Esau's kingdom has to be overthrown. All right. Real quick, I want to get this is Daniel chapter 2 and verse 42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and a part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Okay, you're seeing this kingdom that in the toes and the feet referring to you know, Rome 2.0. Okay, you know, the ancient Roman Empire, you know, modernized to today. Okay, America, Babylon. All right, it says it's going to be partly strong and partly broken. Now you can see both. Okay, it's strong in a way of you know, keeping their people, okay, suppressed. Okay, it's strong in terms of its military. All right, it's strong in other senses as well, but it's broken economically. Okay, it's broken within the people. Okay, the people is broken because you have Esau, which is his own kingdom, fighting against his own kingdom. Democrat, Republic, you know, the left, the right, you know, the left-wing extremists, you know, right-wing extremists, you know, conservatives, liberals, right? The list goes on. Okay, verse 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one unto another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Okay, they're not going to cleave together. They're not going to stick together. In other words, there's going to be some, resistance in a way. It's like, it's almost like, water and oil. They just don't mix. It says, and in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. And that's talking about the kingdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? But before all of that happens, all right, this place has to be broken in pieces. Okay? And you can see it being broken down. The Lord is breaking this place down. All right? We're getting a visual of that today. Okay? We're getting a visual of that. You see, so this whole Sonia Macy, okay, this Trump, Kamala Harris situation, now both running for presidency, okay, them trying to take Donald J. Trump out of the picture. Okay, you got the conservatives, the right wings are absolutely refusing to have Kamala Harris be in office. So no matter which way you look at it, all right, you can look at it from both sides. Say Trump does get elected, he's going to come down, with his Project 2025. Okay, he's going to give the power back to those right-wing conservatives, all right, those gun-toting Edomites. Okay, giving them the sense of empowerment that they can go and just wipe Jake out, man, as they please. All right, you go back far enough, a few years ago, I think when Trump was president, it was that one kid, I think he was like 16 or 17 during some protests or riots or whatever. And was it 2020? I can't remember when it was, but he shot somebody and then he killed him, and then the kid is running free. Now he's spokesman, he's representatives, and like a representative, like he's got a voice now and this was when he was a kid. He didn't get prosecuted. He put on a whole show. I don't know if you remember that. It was a kid and he was in court sobbing, boo-hooing, like looking up, trying to get validation from the jury. It was sickening, right? Talking about those people. Okay? And these people are about to come down with that wrath, man. These devils are about to come down with that wrath. And really, it's the Lord, the Spirit, the Lord putting the Spirit on these devils to do so, right? Why? Because of our rebelliousness, okay? And for our people not being able for it to register, to get your shit together. They want to continue to be in this party and bullshit spirit. And as a result of that, the Lord is going to have to come down with that wrath on our people, man. Like we just witnessed with this cop and this Sonia Macy thing. This is 1 Peter chapter 4 and 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? You see? So, if judgment is going to begin with us, okay, starting with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, all the way from Issachar, Ephraim, all the way down to Issachar, both southern and northern kingdoms, right? What's going to happen to those who didn't obey the Lord, right? Who rejected, who despised the words of the Lord, okay? Who didn't want to repent, who didn't want to keep his commandments. What do you think is going to happen to them? They're going to get it far, far worse. It says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So even the righteous are going to scarcely be saved, man. And that's why we do what we do, and we pray in hopes that we are delivered, man. All right? We're no greater than anybody else. The only difference is that we have this truth. Okay? But just as quickly as the Lord blessed us with it, he can easily strip it away. So you can't take this truth lightly. All right. Let's get the book of Amos. Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt. And who is that whole family? That's talking about the Israelites. Okay, during the first Exodus. It says, only you have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. You see? You got your kid hanging around a whole bunch of little gremlins, okay, going around stealing, okay, or being little badasses, you know, being little, you know, tyrants in the neighborhood. Are you gonna snatch up all those kids? Or are you gonna snatch up your kid? Grab him by the collar and drag his ass home and then get on him. Whoop his ass if you have to, right? Pull out the rod, pull out that switch, that belt. You know, you're not gonna do that for all the other little kids that's running around. You see, and that's how the Lord is going to deal with us as a people, because of our rebelliousness, our wickedness as a whole, as a nation. Okay, the Lord is gonna jack us up, man. Grab us by the throat, grab us by the collar, get your ass over here, and I'm about to tear y'all up because y'all didn't want to listen. Now look at you. Now you crying. Now you trying to say stop, please, I'm sorry, but it's too late because you done already fucked up, right? That's how the Lord looks at this. As if you just put it in a perspective as an adult, as a parent. Right? If you have children, but even if you don't have children, you can relate because you have parents, and you remember them days when you was growing up and you knew you was doing stuff that you shouldn't have been doing, and your parents caught you, and you got punished for it. Whether it was a beating, whether you got, you know, disciplined by way, you know, no watching TV, no playing the little video games, no playing with your friends. You can't go outside. You felt that shit, and that shit hurt. I remember when, you know, I wasn't able to go and play with my friends. That was for me, that was big. You know, that was like a dagger in the heart. But that was light. That was light concerning that was light compared to, you know, what I should have received. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was like a teenager, like preteen, 12, 13 years old. I remember my mom let me take she used to let me drive because we lived in an apartment complex, and our apartment building was in the front, but the dumpster was way in the back. And she would have me take out the trash, and I didn't feel like walking all the time, so she would let me take. We had a van. It was for her work, but I used to take the van and I used to drop off the trash, and then just come right back. But it gave me a chance to get familiar behind the wheel. Okay, give me a little confidence, you know, driving. Really, I've been driving since I was 11 or 12 years old, you know, by myself, you know. And then this one day, my little cousin, me and my little cousin, we ain't had no shirts on. We was gonna go take out the trash, and then we felt we was stupid and was like, you know what, let's go joyriding. So we went joyriding over by my, you know, at the time I was a child, man, but I had a little girlfriend, right? And went to go visit her, honking outside her house. Her dad called my mom, like, is this your son outside of my house? in a white van. So I get back home, she's standing there waiting at the door, knocked me dead in my chest, damn near took the breath out of my lungs. Right? Couldn't go out and play with my friends. And that shit hurt. That hurt more than the punch. But anyways, your parent is gonna discipline you, man. If you doing something that you wasn't supposed to do. Right? You know damn well you don't need to be out there joyriding, you ain't got no license with no shirt on, trying to be grown. Right? So in the eyes of the Lord, you know damn well you shouldn't be out here worshiping these other gods, false gods, calling on Jesus. You know damn well you shouldn't be messing with that man's woman, his wife. You should be coveting after his possessions, his things, right? Gossiping, okay? Stirring up strife amongst brothers, right? You know damn well you shouldn't be doing that. So get in here and let me whoop that ass real quick. Okay? Judgment is about to come upon us as a nation of people, right? And it's going to start with us, okay? Which is going to eventually roll right into Jacob's trouble. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 5. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. And who is this only referring to? I mean, yeah, it's going to be hell all across the world, okay? Everybody's going to feel it, okay? Because the whole earth is going to be tried, right? Pursuant to Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the whole world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So the whole world and all that, it's going to be, everybody's going to be tried, man. So everybody's going to feel the brunt of Jacob's trouble, okay? Whether you're on the right side of things or if you're not, you're still going to feel it. The only difference is that if you're on the right side of this judgment, man, the Lord is going to preserve you. The Lord is going to look after you, and that's the side that we hope that we're a part of. Jeremiah 30 and 5 or verse 6. And ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man on his hands with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces turn into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. He shall be saved out of it. Okay, and the he that is referred to is Jacob. Okay? The he that is referring to is Jacob, man. All right? The Lord is about to get busy. Okay? It's going to be like a time like never before. Right? They're already talking about how Klaus Schwab and the WEF is already saying that before the election, they're planning a mass, like a global outage. What do you think that will bring to the world? What do you think that will bring? You see how things are starting to speed up? November is right around the corner. November is election day or election month. That's what, 3 months from now? You know, roughly, give or take. So you're looking probably possibly within the next quarter of a year, the next 3 months or so, something's gonna happen. If that's civil war, civil unrest, right? An outage, okay? Wars, don't forget about that. There's still a whole more and more troops is getting sent out there as we speak. You just don't hear a lot about it on the news. Okay? We had a couple more, 1 or 2 more, and then go ahead and wrap it up. This is the book of 2nd Ezra. Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse, I'll start at verse 10. Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 10. Behold, my people is led as flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and destroy all the land thereof. The Lord is about to send plagues to Babylon, to America. I just saw a video or a picture of like these little worms that are out there in Texas, you know, and then they're all over the place. And then when you try to cut them in half, right, they regenerate, and they keep, you know, they multiply, you know, they keep multiplying. You really can't kill them damn things, man. You know, that's just one of many plagues to come. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and the hail with a fearful constellation. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another in swords in their hands. Well, what's the modern day sword? You don't see everybody out there with an actual physical sword going chink chink, you know, with each other. No, that modern day sword is the modernized weapon. All right. In the ancient days, a sword was used as a form of defense, okay, or fighting. Well, now we're in a technological age, man, where things, you know, wars and fighting are done for, you know, in a distance, you know. Back then, you had to be up close and personal to take somebody out. Now you can do that shit from miles away. All right. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see, they're not going to care about who's in office. They're not going to care about your local law enforcement out here, or they're not going to care. It's like they're not going to care about none of that, man, because these same law enforcement who you think you're going to call in that day is going to be back home protecting their own. So who you really got? That's the real question. You know, most people be like, oh, I got Jesus, I got the Lord. Yeah, okay. You see what happened to Sonya calling on Jesus, trying to rebuke somebody in Jesus' name, in Jesus' name. Look at what happened to her. The Lord was like, nope, it ain't gonna work. Come on back. Come on home. Come on back to the spirit world. You see, that name ain't gonna get you nowhere. Real quick. This is the book of Romans. Romans chapter 10 and verse 13. Whosoever shall call upon the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai shall be saved. Okay? Calling on the true name of the Lord, which is Yahweh Shai. All right? He delivers, or he the deliverer, or he that saves. Yahweh meaning he exists. Okay? So Yahweh Shai is the one who's going to deliver us. Okay? That's the name who you should be calling on, not some fraud named Jesus. All right? This is 2 Ezra 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So great judgment is going to come upon, you know, Israelites. Those who primarily those who fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Those Gurga troops, all right, those martial laws going on, all right, these UN troops that they sending over here, right? Those are the ones that are going to try to bust in. You don't think they're tracking your location? They know where you live. They know where you go to work. They know where you hang out. They watching every move. So don't think that they can't find you, right? Some men are going to get, you know, taken out of their homes, cast into prisons, beheaded even. We accept it because we know that it is what it is, right? Yeah, we don't want to be beheaded, but we know through the Spirit it's a possibility. Okay? And it's an honorable thing to die for the Lord. Okay? It doesn't go unnoticed, man. The Lord did it to us. He allowed it to happen. probably to keep us from something, you know, to save us from something, or it was just our time. We may have you, if you be put to death or you be beheaded for this truth, you may have a high position in the kingdom. Who knows? You can't avoid it, man. So you got to accept it. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, and a guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, let not your iniquities lift up themselves. See? So the Lord is going to be our guide and a guide to them that keep his commandments. All right? Who were diligent enough to endure and keep going to the very end. All right? And this is the book of Additions to Esther, chapter 2 and verse 7. Verse 6. And behold, 2 dragons came forth ready to fight, and there was a great cry, and their cry was great. And at their cry, all nations were prepared to battle, that they might fight against the righteous people. Right? They're coming after the elect, man. Call halal Yahweh Shai is 144. All right. And it says, and lo, a day of darkness and obscurity, tribulation and anguish, affliction and great uproar upon the earth. And the whole righteous nation was troubled, fearing their own evils, and were ready to perish. Then they cried unto the Most High, and upon their cry, as it were from a little fountain, was made a great flood, even much water. Okay. But the point of that was verse 7 through 9. And I'm gonna read it again. And all their cry, and at their cry, all nations were prepared to battle, that they might fight against the righteous people. And lo, a day of darkness and obscurity, tribulation and anguish, affliction and great uproar upon the earth. And that's what we're going to witness here very soon. It says, and the whole righteous nation was troubled. Who is that righteous nation? It's talking about the Israelites, these so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, fearing their own evils, and were ready to perish. Okay? As we all are, man, especially being in this truth. Okay? We were ready to perish, just as in the days of Maccabees. This is 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and 7. He grieved also many kings and made Jacob glad with his acts, and his memorial is blessed forever. Moreover, he went through the cities of Judah, destroying the ungodly out of them, and turning away wrath from Israel, so that he was renowned unto the utmost part of the earth, and he received unto him such as were ready to perish. You see? So he was received of those who were ready to perish, who were ready to fight, okay, who were ready to go to battle, okay. And in this time, this is a spiritual battle, right? But we're winning. We're winning this fight, man. And eventually, that spiritual fight will turn physical, okay. When we come back after our deliverance, okay, and we come back and really to gather these heathens, man. All right, then it's gonna get real physical. All right, so that was pretty much it through the spirit. Okay, the target of black people are coming, man. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, and with that, I want to give honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash, and until next time, Shalom.